Hello, welcome to Mark Bajerski Crystals channel. How you all doing? A lovely day, lovely topic today. Very excited, of course. If you've been over to my other channel, my original channel, you'll know why. It's an exciting day. I've just had my din-dins, which was all fresh fruit and vegetables, and I feel really, really good today. I mean, I've just been adding it up. How long has it taken to actually, from the first moment of saying, you know what, I can now afford to get these done, my first ever prototype, to this moment? I think it's taken nearly 13 months altogether. From the first moment I thought that I wanted to do it till now. So of course it's an amazing day for me, being a crystal healer and saying I think this is the first time ever anybody's produced something like this before is pretty astounding for me. And it's great. I love it because I know that not just I'm proud of what I've done and what I've created, but this is 16 years in the making. This is an understanding of every day of working with crystals to the point where I put my name to this and say, listen guys, try it. And I really mean that. And what's today's crystal we're talking about? Well, it's a combination, it's a combo. It's three of the most beautiful crystals in the world that I believe, when brought together, create something so divine that it gives us enlightenment, it gives us protection, it gives us healing, it gives us clarity. And I could go on and on for hours and hours. What does this crystal do? It helps with astral travel. If you believe in that and you want to walk that path, many people astral travel. Many people want to go into greater depths of astral travel. Does it work? Of course it works. It's been proven to work. They've been doing it in the Second World War. The actual army took psychics and helped them determine where certain bases were, where they needed to destroy. It's all genuine, but you know what? If we don't see it, it doesn't exist. Well, this video really, if you're here now, it's obviously because you believe and you know it's real. You can feel it's real. So these three crystals are the most powerful crystals for anyone who's wanting to awaken to their greater gift, their spiritual awareness, and all the amazing energies that, when combined, these three crystals, they actually help each other. It's such a beautiful trio. They have their own gifts, of course, and they have their own energies, but coupled, combined with each other, it's perfect. And so true is the Herkimer Diamond, because that's the first thing I'd like to talk to you about. The Herkimer Diamond has a great energy of its own. But what I found fascinating over the years was when coupled with another crystal, let's say moonstone, oh my God, it's like incredible. And then you'd get another crystal like an amethyst, and then, whoa, my meditation was even more powerful. And then you take the Herkimer off and you do it again, and yes, it's powerful with the amethyst, but for some reason this crystal is an amplifier to the amethyst. So over the years I could see clear patterns of energy work being heightened by Herkimer Diamond. It's on its own for that kind of energy, I believe. And I've tried many different quartzes, shamanic quartz, clear quartz, garden quartz, lots of different quartz. All have their own unique energies. But the Herkimer Diamond was very, very special. And I, till this day, put my name on any paperwork to say that Herkimer Diamond is probably the most powerful amplifying crystal in the world. I really do. So the Herkimer had something very special. When I was working with Herkimer on its own, it was amplifying my own abilities, because we are the #1 crystal in the world. Every time I say this is the best crystal in the world, which is normally Moldavite, the #1 crystal in the world is you. You are generating energy of crystal all through your body. But let's just go back to the crystals themselves. When you're working with Herkimer Diamond, it elevates you, it lifts your positivity. It has this great unique ability to help clear negativity. So, like you generate an energy of positivity one day. There's something very unique about the Herkimer Diamond and your positive energy. It lifts it. But yet, when you're feeling bad and you wear a Herkimer, it actually doesn't affect or amplify that energy. So I found that fascinating, because what I used to do with a Herkimer is, first of all, I want to know when working with a client, what is the effect? So I used to place it on clients who, say, may have extreme clients who have maybe just cut their wrists the following day and they're lying down having a healing session. I would take the Herkimer and literally place it on their heart or their third eye or their stomach or in their hand and see what was happening. And I noticed very quickly how it raised their vibration, not lowered it. So let's just make this clear. There's no such thing as a negative crystal. There is not one crystal that I've ever held that has brought people down. What I have seen within certain crystals like Moldavite is that they will awaken you to the block, or they will make you aware of the suffering that you're doing. But the reason why they're making you aware is because whatever the Moldavite is attacking or clearing, you're feeling that suffering, you're feeling that clearing, that moment where it's killing, the moment where if you've hurt yourself and you put something on to heal that, you feel the burning. Well, that burning sensation is the same as you saying, oh, I can't touch that Moldavite, it's no good. And I say, no, it's amazing. What you're feeling is what your mind's saying that the Moldavite is creating, but it's not creating, it's healing that very feeling that you're feeling at this moment, which you think is negative. So, going back to the Herkimer, I realized that the Herkimer was actually elevating your energy. And doesn't that make sense when you think about it? If you put that, and this is how I came to the conclusion, well, if my client is elevating, that means that within that client must be crystals. And of course, I learned from Dr. Emoto and many other people, and many scientists were saying that, within a drop of water, there is a crystal. So our body's made up of 70, maybe 80% of water. So we are a crystal. So if you get the Herkimer Diamond and place it on you, it elevates the crystal that you are to a positive effect. So what does Herkimer Diamond do? When in times of lack of clarity, it brings out the clarity. When in times of feeling doubt, fear, worry, it brings out positivity, because it aims at the power within you, the gift, the flame, the positivity within you, not the negativity. It bypasses that. So it enhances your... If I try and say it like a child, remember when you were a kid and you didn't really have much pain and suffering? Okay, if you were bullied, then fair enough. But just say that when you're a kid, you used to skip for no reason. You used to be happy for no reason. That is what it targets. Herkimer has a powerful energy of targeting that. And I would suggest to anybody, if you feel down, if you feel sad, if you feel depressed, if you always have negative thoughts, if you're always focusing on the negative, buy a Herkimer Diamond. And I'm telling you, within 3 months, you might feel it in the first day, but within 3 months of wearing that every day, you'll look back and think, oh my God, wow, I don't have them feelings or that suffering that I did when I felt or saw those issues. So I saw this over the years. I wore Herkimer Diamond for many years. So I knew the power of this through coincidence, through putting a beautiful piece of, when I was really going through a bad time, my family rejected what I did. They thought I was a cheat, a charlatan, this and that, because your family, when they know you as who you are, it's hard for them to accept that you change, because they've known you as this, and now all of a sudden you've become that. Oh, you can't be that because you weren't born that. So it's hard for our family to see us change. So I went through a really sad point in my life thinking, is it worth it doing this field of work, working with crystals, working with healing, working with the psychic world? Is it worth it? And luckily, I was gifted a piece of cavensite. At the same point as wearing the Herkimer Diamond, I put the cavensite on. And within a matter of hours, within a matter of weeks and months, it was gone. I didn't have any fear anymore because I forgave my family for treating me the way they did. So I realized that the power of Herkimer against a cavern site would increase its gift of healing, increase its gift of forgiveness, of insight in seeing. So now the Herkimer Diamond helps me see more, feel more. This elevates this beautiful other amazing crystal of forgiveness to accept, and then it's done. It's like, wow. And I came to this understanding through like trial and error. So that's one crystal of the three that I love. The second crystal I came across was a very interesting crystal that was put into my hand. And what I noticed, I think the first thing that I noticed when I held a piece of tektite was how different my arm felt to my other arm. It was like, why is this feeling so much lighter than this one while I'm holding it? And I realized instantly that this crystal actually absorbs any blocks, negative energies, any issues that we hold. And you've got to remember, the energy that surrounds you is your life force. So if somebody's attacked you or said bad things or said that psychic reading was crap, which used to happen, but not often, but used to happen, and coincidentally, a few months later or years later, they'd come back and say, sorry, actually what you said worked out true. And I'm going, okay, no problem, and we forgive, we move forward. But the in-between time where people might not accept that what you've given them as information, that they're fighting against, and they hate you for it because it's a blame feeling, that energy that as a healer has to cope with, that's really challenging, even though you're trying your best to help somebody. So I'm holding this crystal and I realize, wow, this is actually healing from here. And then I realized by wearing it here, how it would absorb the negative energy who, as healers know, and psychics and anybody who does this work, when you put yourself onto a platform or when you do this work, people do tend to be judgmental, and you will feel that energy from behind, because normally the expression is people talk behind your back or people say bad things behind your back. There's a reason why they say that, because it actually affects the back. And the reason why it affects the back is because it attaches to your kidneys, okay? And that's why we have to always heal. This is why a lot of people stand like this, because their hands are healing their back. And I noticed this, and what I did then is I thought, okay, I'm going to start working with this crystal. And what I was doing was working with clients wherever I am in the world. If it's a room full of 100 clients, people come for a healing session, and I'm going around the room doing the healing, I would have my own tektite, which was much bigger than this, and I'd hold it in my hand and I'd be doing the healing. And at the end of maybe doing 50 or 100 people, I'd feel okay. And I'd realize that, wow, this beauty was absorbing the negative energy that people was producing from their own suffering and pain. So at the end of using the tektite in any session, I always felt better. And a lot of healers used to say, bloody hell, Mark, you've done like 20 sessions today and you want to go out and dance. And I say, yeah, because it hasn't affected me. Tektite really made the difference in my life. And that's why anybody who knows me always sees me. 9 times out of 10, if I'm having a break from crystals, which I do often, if I've got a crystal on, it's normally attached to, it's either in my pocket or I've got them everywhere. And this is the most amazing crystal. Just so you know, they're being faked like crazy now. I'm not saying who, but there's 2 countries that are faking these faster than you can imagine. So just be aware of that. Buy from reputable dealers. So this, my dear friend, this is an absorber of negative energy. And it works. And there's times I'll do that and go like that and let it rest at the bottom of my spine, or halfway, maybe 3 inches higher, where my stomach lies, round here. So I'll put it round there, or I'll put it on the front. Okay, so it works. So it's just absorbing the energy in and around my body and my life force. So these two together are amazing, because the Herkimer Diamond now is amplifying the power of the absorbing of the Tektite. So it works even more powerful now. It's incredible. So the last crystal, which many people know that I talk about every day, all my videos, I always normally mention Moldavite. Moldavite to me is my hero. And I often gift them away in little tiny slices, so you can understand that it's not how big it is. Even a 0.02 gram Moldavite has as much power as a 30 or 60 gram Moldavite, which you can spend and pay 7, 10, 20,000 for. So it's not the size of it, it's the power within. It's whatever is within the Moldavite. As long as it's genuine, you will feel if you use it correctly and if you heal from whatever you need to heal from. So a lot of the times people say, I don't feel anything with Moldavite, and I'll say, bear with it, keep working with it, because Moldavite has this incredible energy to be able to blast, break down the walls that you've put around yourself. And you'll say, what do you mean by that? Well, imagine you've had heartbreak, right? Somebody you loved and thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with them. All of a sudden, you caught them cheating with somebody else, okay? The first thing you're going to do is react. The second thing you're going to do is protect yourself, because the automatic reaction is, I'm never going to go through this again, meaning I'm never going to be with anybody again. And then you put a wall around you. So you think you're protecting yourself against men or women, whatever. And then eventually what happens is you can't let anybody in. And it's a cliche. It happens to all of us. And that's not just within that. That's within friendships, within business relationships, anything. You put a wall around you and you end up being isolated because you've surrounded yourself by this wall. A Moldavite, I noticed when I first started working with it, it not only levitates you, you feel like you're lifting up some. I mean, that's what happened to me. I mean, that's because I was at my height of psychic awareness and I was working as a healer. The first time I touched a piece of Moldavite was at a show, and I'd just done maybe 14 sessions, healing sessions and readings. So I'm at my height of understanding this kind of field of work and working with it. So when my first mentor told me to hold it, I actually felt my body lift off the ground, and I didn't. Of course I didn't, but I felt like my body was lifting. So I was elevating, and I like, oh my God. And then I felt palpitations in my heart, and like my fingers were throbbing when I was holding it. And I said, what the hell is this? And she said, I knew it. And it's true. I've never looked back since. And there's never a day that I haven't got a Moldavite either with me or around me. I'll just give you a for instance. This is my mobile phone. I bought this new the other day. Okay, I'm not going to show you, but can you see there's a little this is flat here. Here there's a Moldavite there, and the Moldavite protects and helps me from 5G, and also brings me great energy through the day when I'm holding my phone. Brings balance and power. So Moldavite, where do we start with Moldavite? Moldavite for me is the number one energy awakener, awareness. It helps with psychic, it helps with mediumship, clairvoyance, it helps with meditation, it helps with anything you do with your body on a psychic level, on a spiritual level. Any kind of mantra, anything. If you've got a piece of Moldavite on you, you will find that whatever you're trying to attune to, whatever energy you're trying to move to, it will help you, it will guide you into that particular realm of spiritual awareness. We call them dimensions because they are. It's a bit like a radio. You've got a radio in your room, so you can't see anything, but you turn the dial and all of a sudden you'll hit radio 1, and then you'll hear the music and you're now in that energy of radio 1. So you turn it again and you hit radio 2. Now radio 1's gone, radio 2's there. It's the same as energy in this room. You can attune to different energies. There's many different frequencies in a room, but your eyes only see one. Moldavite helps you attune to different frequencies. And do you know the best time to see these frequencies? When your eyes are closed and you have a Moldavite either on you here or in your hand. A lot of my friends like to wear Moldavite on the top of their head as well, so they'll place a tiny chip on top of their head, which is probably great because that's one of the power points we call crown chakra. But there's also many other chakras. I know a lot of my friends who place 2 pieces of Moldavite underneath their feet when they're doing meditation. Absolutely awesome. So Moldavite has this amazing energy to help you achieve ultimate awareness that you've never seen before. It has great energy to help you in maybe a million different ways. So for me to say it does this and this is really limiting Moldavite. Let me tell you, I have been working with it 16 years, practically every day, and I am still blown away by what others tell me, what I feel from it, and how I work with it and my clients. So it's like it's the crystal of crystals, even though it's not a crystal. It's not a crystal, Mark. It's a meteorite. All right, okay. Well, it's a meteorite. Well, whatever. But just hold it in your hand and try it and see what it feels like. You know, it is what it is. So I call it a crystal. It's the crystal of crystals. You call it what you want. Doesn't make any difference. Just try it. So I got to the stage where I realized, these 3 crystals together, because of course that's what happens. I'm wearing one crystal, I put another one on, then I put a Moldavite on, so I've got all these 3 crystals on. Many years ago, I always said that these are the 3 combinations when you are a healer, psychic, working with public, working as a speaker, whatever you work with, a healthcare, a nurse, when you're working in an industry with lots of people around you screaming and shouting, you're dealing with stress. These 3 as a combination are absolutely amazing because they heighten your awareness and vibration and clear negativity around you. Nothing more beautiful than that. So when I got to that stage, obviously I wore 3 of these crystals all the time, and many people will tell you that's what I used to do, work with all 3 crystals. So only maybe 2 years ago, my business started to get a bit better. And I guess about 13 months ago, I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be great to make a crystal? So I ended up finding people who could mount crystals for me. And then I started working on mounting crystals, and my business started to get better and better. And people were saying, I'd like one of your crystals, Mark. And then I thought, why can't I mount 3 crystals? I started with 1, then with 2, and now this is my ultimate. This is my ultimate trio. And I put my name to this because I've done 16 years scientific experiments with all my clients as a healer, and I'm telling you, it is the most powerful trio in the world of the psychic work we do. So there you go, here it is. Do you like it? Wow, it's just awesome, guys. And how do you work with this crystal? Well, for me, if I'm working, let's just say I'm going to give a talk to 50 people, right? And that room's energy is high. This will go up high. If the room's energy is low because people are feeling bad, this will go lower, okay? Great rule of thumb. When you walk out that door, if you're going to meet people with low energy, get it low. If you're going to meet people with high energy, get it high. If you're going to work with energy that's high, you lift it higher. Okay, so that's how I would work with it. Placing it in your hand is also fantastic. Brilliant. So I've got another piece here. One of the things I like to do with this crystal, and what I'm working on now, and the experiment continues, is how it works on the eye. So I'm gonna, like tonight, I'm gonna work with 2 pieces or 1 here and then change it and then see how it feels, see what it does. And what I mean by that is not when I open my eyes, but when I keep my eyes closed. What am I seeing? What am I feeling? I did it only for about 5 minutes last night, but then I had to do some absent healing and that lasted quite a while. So tonight I'll focus more on that. Just so you know, as soon as I put this to my eye, I got a pain in the back of my eye about here, and it's gone now. I don't feel it now, but when I just did that, I could feel the pain. So I know there's a healing process with this crystal that not only heals it but helps strengthen the eye. Putting it on the third eye like this, the lower you can get here to the higher you get, depending on how you feel at any given moment, is something that might be really interesting to work with. Again, if you're holding it like this, it's a little bit challenging, but if you get yourself comfortable and put your elbow on your knees, then you can hold it like this and work like that. That helps this area, okay? You can use it as a wand as well. So what that means is you use your own hand placed there, and so the Herkimer Diamond is the first thing. So you're awakening and cleansing and clearing, because the absorbing of any negative energy here is going straight into the Tektite. The Moldavite is blasting your energy, and all of that energy, this is why I made it, all of this energy that's going upwards, it's going to go through the Herkimer Diamond, which then makes it more powerful, because the Herkimer Diamond really makes a huge difference in accelerating all of the other energy. So you'll find by just doing this for a moment, it doesn't matter which way you go or how high or low you go, you just work like that. Now I've got a pain here and here, so something's happening on that level. So now I can tell you, my whole head, just then, just for a second, felt like it was expanding. So again, another amazing sign. Like I said, I've experimented with these, but now they've come back, I'm going to work with them more. And hopefully, if you do get one, then please let me know what what the reactions were, how you felt, because this is all information that's brilliant for me. The other thing with this as well, is my stomach, because I often suffer in the stomach, or I did do, with stress. So when you wear it low down, it's always good to put at least one hand over the crystal let me show you, and the other hand this way, so it's kind of like, so you're like this, okay? So that's here, but a little bit lower down to the stomach area, okay? And then just gently massage, but not hard in any way, but just gently massage. The reason why you're moving gently, and look, as my hand can move up, so you're doing this, and as you're doing that, what happens is you can sometimes feel the inside of your stomach if there's anything happening. So you might feel your liver, kidneys, you might feel your bowel, colon, anything, and just work with that. And then as soon as you feel either a sharp pain, a tingling, anything like that, move the crystal to where you're feeling the most sensitivity is, or where you're guided to go, and just stay in that place. Do this for 15-20 minutes. I'm telling you guys, you do that every day, even if you don't feel any pain, even if you don't suffer in your stomach, do it, because you'll find that cleansing the stomach is everything to cleansing the mind. I've said this 16 years, and people used to say to me, what are you talking about? And I'm telling you, and one day it will be proven that the stomach, I believe, my whole heart, because I've worked with clients, I know, I feel, if I work on the stomach, it's going to make people feel better, and it does. So whatever heavy energies are happening in the stomach, if you can clear that away by self-healing in a day, you will feel better in your thoughts and minds. So I believe whatever this is in here, because I'm not anything to do with a doctor, I know nothing about that, but I do know what feelings are, and I do see how my clients react and change in a day from just a healing session, and where I went on that client to make the difference to how they felt the following week, months and years. And sometimes by one healing session on the stomach can change somebody's life forever, because energy, nobody really understands. I don't understand. I've been doing it 16 years. I can tell you little snippets of this and that, what I've seen, and that, and hopefully one day science will catch up and say, you know what, Mr. Bajerski, we've studied the stomach now, and it is the stomach, not the brain. It is the stomach that holds this, the stomach that holds happiness and whatever. I don't know, but one day I think us healers who do it every day, who say, you know what, there's something in this, and science laughs and mocks at us, maybe one day they may catch up and say, actually, there is some truth in this. But we just keep doing our job, and we keep watching, we keep learning, we keep studying, and our science is our clients. So I want to leave you with that, guys, because I could talk all day. You can see how excited I am, but I need to continue working on those crystals over there, which are going on my website now. I need to do at least a couple more hours, if I can, on each of them. And then I'm happy. I've done my work. Christmas, then you've got your Christmas gifts. I've had so many messages of people wanting this particular crystal for Christmas. You know what? Christmas is every day. Even if you don't get it this Christmas because you can't afford it, don't worry. Don't fear it. You'll just, don't think that this crystal is going to be the thing that's going to fix you. You can fix yourself with your own hands. Do the own healing. The crystals are beautiful. They're amazing. But so are you. You can be that crystal. You can be all three crystals. But just some people like crystals like me. So I think what I'm trying to say is, for you guys who can't afford one of these crystals, that's another thing. If anybody's ever afforded a crystal before, and I've gifted you a crystal before, if you can afford crystals, just step aside today, please. Just step aside, and don't ask for one of these crystals. I'm gonna gift 5 of these away today to somebody who's never had a crystal, who can't afford, who watched this and wish that they could afford because they're in certain circumstances that they just have not got no money. Please. Step aside, let somebody who's never had a crystal before have a crystal, because in here there are Moldavites, and they're only chips, but they're the most powerful chips you'll ever feel, okay? They're amazing. They're the starter crystals, is what I started with and always have with me. So, the word I'd like you to type down, if you would really love to start with a little crystal and feel that energy that I talk about today, is love. All you need to write down under here is love, okay? I'll choose 5 people and gift this before Christmas to you. Once again, for all you guys who love crystals, who are lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to afford crystals, I hope you love them. I hope you work with them every day, and please let me know how you feel when you've bought a Mark Bajerski Pure Energy Healing Working Crystal. They're on my website now. The first section are anyway, which I finished working with. The second section now, I'm going to work on them, and they should be up on the website in maybe a couple of 3 days. So I've got lots of work to do. Other than that, thanks very much. Thank you for going to markbajerski.com and buying your genuine, authentic, worked upon crystals that I've worked with in my loving hands and heart for you. And remember, the crystal always chooses you no matter where you are in this world. They'll always find you at the right moment. Take care, guys, from my heart to yours. Have a beautiful day. Bye.